Thank you very much. My Lord, I asked this question yesterday. I think it was Sir Dennis. My Lord Sir Dennis responded. But just opposing that with his response and yours, I'm looking at the issue of, for instance, the criminal interlocutory appeal that maybe a suspect or witness believes that whatever ruling you made or whatever consideration you made would affect him or her. And if it is not corrected at the point that it has to be corrected, you would end up giving a judgment that would convict him and others. You don't think that the issue of time is key? That's what you said. But are you in the position to propose the time frame within which such appeals should be considered? Which I think is very, very crucial. Because if, for instance, I'm able to know that I can get an appeal for an interlocutory matter so that the court can proceed to deal with a substantive matter, would you consider giving us an idea of what time that appeal should be considered?
In my earlier submissions, I did make a point that if a party is aggrieved with a decision by a court, because the case has not traveled to its end and it is still ongoing, then that will be an interlocutory decision done by the court. Now, it's right that when a case has not come to an end, or when in criminal matters, when the prosecution has not closed its case, the judge has no power to convict. Therefore, if you want to appeal against an interlocutory decision, you will not be, as it were, at that stage, the court cannot convict you and sentence you. So earlier on, I did propose that right for parties, it could be the prosecution or it could be the defense, to file interlocutory appeals while the case is pending, must be reserved to the end of the case or at the end of the course of the prosecution's case. That one is allowable. I think that so that the hearing of the substantive matter doesn't suffer. Now, if it comes to the time that we should allocate for filing of the appeal and hearing it, I will propose that when the appeal is filed, interlocutory appeal is filed, the registrar should be able to compile the appeal within 14 days. Because invariably, it's not every document that has been tendered in the proceedings that will have to be embodied in a record of appeal. It's only if it's an application, yes, it will take the processes that were filed in connection with that application, and then the decision of the court itself, that will be the relevant records that must be sent to the Court of Appeal. And when it is sent to the Court of Appeal, then the rules of court must also amend the rules to say that if it's an interlocutory appeal and it's of urgency, it's urgent, then that appeal must be heard within at most, is it at least or at most 30 days, so that it will not badly affect the hearing of the substantive case at the trial court. So that is my proposal.
Very well, thank you very much, my Lord. My Lord, were you once a magistrate, and would you pray that career magistracy be abolished?
Not at all. I would rather advocate that the system must be, must be strengthened, for want of better word. Because you see, this career magistrate came about as a result of when the Courts Act was amended. First we were sitting as tribunals with, panel members. I think in 2001 or so, when President Kufuor came into office, the Parliament sought to reverse the system back to its former. So now, then we had magistrate. Because of the vacuum that was created, most of there were so many vacancies. So that was why at that time it became necessary for the then Chief Justice to fashion out this magistrate, a career magistrate system. And it is not, Ghana is not the only place that we have, applied this system. When we go to Nigeria and Zimbabwe, they have that system. And there's a career part where you can start as a career magistrate and you, by dint of hard work, integrity, and your competence, you can rise to become chief magistrate, which is an enormous grace of a high court judge. Now, here, there's some difficulty with our system. Currently, because the service felt that we must encourage lawyers to come to occupy those positions. And as I said earlier on, the lawyers, when they want to join the service, want to start from the superior courts. So, as at now, there are about 70 plus more career magistrates still in the system, and those ones are in the hinterlands. And they do the same work as that of professional lawyers who have become magistrates. So instead of scrapping it, it should be strengthened. They must be given the opportunity to also go to the law school, educate themselves, because when they come back, they also come and join the service. There is a second judge in Kumasi, started as a career magistrate. He had the opportunity to go to school, and now he's a second judge. So instead of scrapping it, because if you scrap it, and there are vacancies in the hinterlands, as Madam was saying, who will go there to, do this career magistrates who have been going pushed to the hinterlands to handle the courts there. And it's important that we should, encourage them to also come up with their competence. Thank you.
Well, that will be, I have my final question. Sitting in as a judge, Lord, what would be your role in curbing the menace of Galamsey? What suggestions would you put forth? And how are you going to deal with issues that come before you, especially on Galamsey?
First and foremost, we have this minerals and mining laws. And the offenses that the law creates are deterrent enough to punish people who are involved in Galamsey. What is left is the implementation, the effective implementation of the law. So I think there should be a collaboration between the service and then the police or the enforcing authorities. After all, we are fighting a common cause. If we allow this to go on, and in the next 5 or 10 years, we are importing water because all our water bodies are destroyed. Can we bear it? One area I also want to maybe hammer or suggest is that there are foreigners who also engage in this, say, activities, destroying our forests and the rest of it. When they are arrested, especially these Chinese people, when they are arrested and sent to the court, the difficulty is that they don't speak English. Even if they can, they understand English, they will refuse to speak English. And because the judges or the police enforcement agencies also are unable to speak their language, it becomes more and more difficult to get them prosecuted. So I will suggest strongly, or I recommend that the judges who are in the areas where these galamseys are going on, the judges must either be taken to China for further studies in Chinese language, or they should fashion the JTI must be resourced to bring experts to come and train our judges. That will also is another way of, because if the person has committed offense and he can't speak, you can't prosecute him. Let us as well saying that, oh, let me leave him for him to go away. So that is the recommendation I will make. Thank you.
But Lord, why not get interpreters?
Oh, that is also good. It's another point. But you see, the interpreters themselves, sometimes they are also a problem. So if the judge himself understands the language, language, it will be better said for them to understand what he is doing, what she or he is doing, and for us to, be able to curb the menace of galamsey. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. But so anyhow, does it mean that you want to deport a Chinese person involved in galamsey? What would be your stand?
This is a difficult question. Difficult in the sense that the power to deport is the executives. I'm not in the executive. So I cannot, with all due respect, answer this question. Because the discretion is the executives. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my lord. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Koku, okay, taken. You have the floor.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Nominee, my lord.
Yes, sir.
Justice Philip Bright Mensah.
You are right, sir.
From Amosman.
Yes.
My neighbor. Your neighbor from Cape Coast.
Okay, I know.
Are you cool?
Yeah.
Going through your CV, just like going through your CV as many of us have done here, your CV is an epitome of what will be described as you have gone through the mill.
Thank you.
You have pretty much climbed the stairs through our courts. So obviously from where you will be sitting, God willing, you will have a much comprehensive view of the whole court system. And I have no doubt in my mind that you will do a good job.
Thank you.
For Ghana.
Thank you.
My questions this morning is on how we can improve the inefficiencies within the court system. In Ghana, even though we have district courts, which are supposed to deal expeditiously with matters, but we often hear that the courts are becoming like the circuit and high courts, I'm told.
Circuit and the high court?
Yes.
The district court?
The district courts.
I see.
And we're talking about inefficiencies here.
Okay.
Do you think we need small claims courts which can deal with matters involving claims that are, say, less than 10,000 Ghana cedis, and deal with those cases in a day or a week maximum? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Indeed, the service itself has, over time, devised some means or strategies by which such cases. So, with all due respect, you are not the only one who has raised this question. In fact, even in Accra, there used to be small claim courts. The rationale is that somebody who has a small claim must be able to walk to the district court. Gaboso, where I also did my work there, so that you will not require the services of a lawyer. You can walk in there, and of course, the district court is a case, the court of summary trial, so you don't have to file too many papers. You go there, if it's about money, as you are saying, the defendant will be served, and when they appear before the court, the magistrate will ask him, look, you owe this man, are you liable or not? If he admits that he is liable, then you enter judgment there and then. So it's a very good suggestion, a good idea, but it will also depend upon our lawmakers here. If we give us money to be able to set up the courts, we will be able to set up this small claim court that you are talking about. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. Again, my Lord, I'll go to my second question, no follow-up question.
Okay.
But also relates to the same inefficiencies within our courts and how we can improve on that. And this time with technology.
Okay.
You did say earlier on that if we have, electronic systems within a court, we can improve on things. I think the problem goes beyond just the electronics, but the whole data management of the courts. The data collection and the management of it. You realize that maybe the systems are not there, but I think it would be a good idea for the court to start getting people with expertise in technology to help, sort of augment the work that you do. And that the court should be looking at management systems, because the issue is to do with management. The reason why things are quite slow with the courts. So would you think that it would be a good idea to invest? I know you've done a lot of, you started many years ago to do some automation in the courts. Do you think you still need more investment in automating the court? To an extent, it cannot be 100%, but at least to a level that will make processes much faster than having some cases sitting in court for years without any solution. Thank you.
Thank you. Certainly, yes. The government or the executive, for that matter, must make conscious effort to invest in this project. I said that in Kenya and in Tanzania, I'm told that when you want to electronically file your cases, you walk into what we call here communication center to do it. So if we have been able to also invest in the system such that it's across the board, across the length and breadth of the country, and we educate people as to how we should use the system, it will help us a great deal, because it will mean that most cases will be tried as expeditiously as possible. And when we are able to do that, I think the confidence and trust in the judicial system will soar up. So I will say, please, that when our budget comes, please try to even top it up for us, so that we use part of the money to invest in this kind of, system to improve our efficiencies. Thank you.
Follow up, Mr. Chairman. Would it be an encouragement as well if this investment comes in the system for judges and the whole judicial system to equip themselves with modern technology to be able to, again, be up to speed, in addition to perhaps introducing Chinese classes so you can deal with Chinese issues. Thank you. So they become quite rampant in our system now. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I do agree. I don't have any qualms about it at all. We should improve our system. Everybody, I'm sure this time, most of the judges, if not all of them, they know how to, use their laptop. So it's a very laudable idea, and I thank you for the suggestion.
I'm going to end with this. I just noticed on your CV that you're actually a chief of Amosman and the Nyimfahene of Asebu traditional area. Would you let us know what your stool name or title is, please?
Mr. Chairman, I am Nanamwa the 8th, or let me say it in Fancy. Nanamwa Otodo our tree. May Amos my hands and now may you find him or Asebu traditional area. Mama here not okay, the chief of Asamunfi, the 7th. He has come all the way from Asebu to come and support me. And the Queen Madam and the other chiefs, they are all here to give me their moral support. Thank you.
Justice, but who's in the bill? Why he's in the bill?
Nanamwa ought to do our trade.
Nanamwa ought to do our trade.
No.
Please put your hair. Nana, put in kwa. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
My Lord, ni hao. Ni hao ma.
Chinese, hey, that's the first time I'm hearing it. Thank you, Chair.
It's greetings.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And the meaning is what?
Like, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm fine. Ni hao ma.
Ni hao ma.
Yes.
Hey, I see. Thank you.
Yes. Honourable members, I will proceed to give the floor to Honourable Patricia Piaget.
Right, thank you very much, my Lord. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's nobody but Mama Pat from Kumasi. Yes. We've been listening to you. Very interesting journey towards the judiciary. And one of the things I'd like to ask is for you to share with us your personal or professional obstacles you faced on your journey to becoming a justice of the court, and how your story might inspire the next generation of legal minds. Thank you.
Thank you. If I understood your question, you were asking how I rose to become a judge or
Yes, and share a story that will inspire the next generation.
Yes, I think first and foremost, if you want to become a judge, you need to make sure that you should be prepared to work hard. That is point number one. You're also talking about your competence and integrity. the work of a judge, you are settling disputes between feuding parties. So as the statement always go, you must not only deliver justice, but you must also be seen to do justice. My journey, I told you I've had a checkered history, but I want to give one example. You know, it is resilience. You must persist. In fact, when I did I read the diploma in public administration, and I had the opportunity to go to school again to read law. I had then been bonded over to serve the judicial service for 4 years. When I went back to Sekene, the following year I had the opportunity to go to the university. And there were all kinds of obstacles. But it took the intervention of a very good man, the late Justice Archer. He was then the Chief Justice, and I'm always grateful to him that he eventually permitted me to go to school, because I was a farmer man and I could not have gone to school without steadily repay. So I worked hard, and my philosophy in life has always been that something worth doing must be done well. In fact, permit me to emphasize that I started my career as a magistrate in Sekiri also. I didn't say that because that place is far from Accra, I will do my work as I choose and as I please. No. Rather, I worked extremely hard, and I had the opportunity to even teach myself the law, because I was always studying the law. I was always reading my law reports. I was already reading my books. And I say this without any shadow of contradiction or whatever, that it was as a review also that the late Chief Justice Aqua identified me because of my hard work. So what I will say is that every magistrate, judge, whatever, you must work hard. Let your work speak for you, and let the promotion be on merit and not of any other consideration. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing this with us. My Lord, I want to tease your view on this issue. You know, in Ghana mandates retirement at 70. We have other jurisdictions that looks, especially even in America, that provides life. Extending Ghana's retirement age to 75, and whether that will require a constitutional amendment, and if you personally will support that change. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I will never advocate that the age of a judge, Supreme Court for that matter, be raised from 70 to 75. Why? In other jurisdictions that they retire the workers of life for life, so they will maybe run to the age of about 80 plus. Then, as you have all become aware, the cases that will go to the Supreme Court, they are few. In our jurisdiction, in our part of our jurisdiction, the Supreme Court is always dated with so many cases. And, Madam, unless you want to be a lazy judge, you will find out. If you want to do the work and do it efficiently, you need to work very hard. And it is very stressful. So it's not advisable that when you get your retirement age of 70, then you say, I want to go to 75. If you don't take care, the 75 will not even reach. You will go and join our ancestors. So let the law remain as it is. 70, and then you will bow out from the bench. Thank you.
My Lord, what is your view on the Article 66? The 2-term for a constitutional term of 2 for each term. Please read Article 66.
Okay, thank you, Chair. 66(1) says that a person elected as president shall, subject to clause 3 of this article, hold office for a term of 4 years, beginning from the date on which he is sworn in as president. Now, clause 3 of that provision says that the office of the president shall become vacant, A, on the expiration of the period specified in clause 1 of this article, or B, if the incumbent dies or resigns from office or ceases to hold office under Article 69 of this Constitution. My view is that there's no ambiguity as to the terms that a president, an elected president, must, hold. So I will go by this law. I do not think I have anything to say in contravention of this, or I will not prefer any amendment.
We take it that you don't have any issue and you feel that 2-term is 2-term and it cannot be reviewed under any circumstance.
I think my position is clear, that the law is clear, so we should maintain it as it is. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My other issue, going by your answer to my second question, that you don't think that we should review the mandate for retirement. From your CV, I see a challenge because I'm really going through your calendar. And if I go through your calendar, I see one thing, that your effectiveness will be just for about 3 months. And yes, if going through the calendar, you go through holidays, vacations, and all that. So I'm thinking that if we don't review that law, how can you be? Because you are an institution, and therefore, if you will have to, Ghana has to benefit your very existence in the judiciary. It is important that we look at that law again. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Chair. My position on the review of the age hasn't changed. I will stand still by it. Now, the challenge you are talking about, Mr. Chairman, there are precedents in the service. Some judges were appointed, and if you permit me, I will mention names. Justice Professor Kuji was appointed to the Supreme Court in August 2003 during the time of President Kufuor, and he retired in April 2004, a period of about 8 months. Justice Afrebu was also nominated from the Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court, also during the time of President Kufuor. He was there for only 1 year. So the president is there. I also think that promotions come from above. So, as a Christian, and if it has pleased the Lord for me to be promoted, even if it is 1 day, I think when I go there, I will do what is expected of me, and I will leave the service honorably. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Nanabua, Utirwa.
Honorable members, now the turn of the ranking member of the committee, Honorable Alexander Beniwaki.